y'all? It's your boy DEEBOCK, and you are now tuned in to episode 4 of My Thoughts. Man, this week, a lot transpired in both the WWE and the NBA. And I'm going to cover my thoughts on it all, man. First, we got to get to this. Giannis Antetokounmpo has officially been traded to the Miami Heat. That's right. News broke yesterday. Giannis Antetokounmpo was traded to the Miami Heat along with Bobby Portis in exchange for Tyler Hero, Jaquez Jr., Khalil Ware, a foreign player who unfortunately I can't pronounce his name, and I don't even want to begin to try, but and also Milwaukee ended up getting multiple picks, future draft picks. I'm going to tell you the draft picks right now. As a result of the Giannis Antetokounmpo trade, the Milwaukee Bucks receive, like I said, Tyler Hero, Jaquez Jr., Khalil Ware, the 2026 first round number 13 overall pick, which was originally from Miami, the 2031 unprotected first round pick, the 2033 first round pick, the 2030 pick swap, and the 2033 second round pick. Man, that's a great deal of assets for Milwaukee to acquire in exchange for Giannis. It's an A+ trade, I feel like, for both teams, because now Milwaukee has their building blocks for the future. They got a young Tyler Hero, and they also got Jaquez Jr. and Khalil Ware. I like Khalil Ware. Very good center. He can shoot threes. And Jaquez Jr., who can play, make, and score the basketball. So they definitely got their building blocks for the future. It's going to be interesting to see how they use those players to build around those future prospects in the draft. For Miami, they finally got their superstar player in Giannis Antetokounmpo, the biggest superstar to be in Miami since Dwayne Wade. Can you imagine Giannis and Bam on pick and roll defense? That's a nightmare. I know one thing. Miami, they got the tools to be one of the best defenses in the league already. You got Davion Mitchell at the point, Norman Powell potentially at the 2, Andrew Wiggins, pardon me, at the 3, and at the 4 you're going to have Giannis, and at the 5 you're going to have Bam. So the question is, with this newly formed Miami Heat team, does it really move the needle? Are they really headed in the direction for an NBA championship? Can they compete with the Knicks? Because That's the standard right now in the NBA and the Eastern Conference, being that they're the reigning defending champions. And I think one thing's for sure, it's going to be interesting to see, and it's also going to be entertaining to see. Also, in NBA news, we got the Washington Wizards signed Trae Young to a over $200 million supermax extension. It seems like Washington, they're dead set on building a franchise around Trae Young. Now, the jury remains to be out on whether that can be done successfully, because Trae Young, a smaller guard, you know, he's always going to be a liability on defense. So, like the New York Knicks and Jalen Brunson, you're going to have to build around him accordingly. And I feel like they're trying to do that because they also have Anthony Davis, but he can't remain healthy for a long period of time, a long enough period of time for anything credible to take place. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. I got my eye on Washington, man. I got my eye on Washington. Building around Trae Young. Trying to rebuild the franchise. Trying to set a new president. And let's see how that pans out for them, man. Also, let's talk about this briefly, very briefly. My Chicago Bulls finally got a center in Nick Claxton. We've been looking for a center, man, a defensive center, somebody that could paint protect, shot block, protect the rim. We may have found that in Nick Claxton. Nick Claxton, a good defensive center, athletic, lob threat. I like him around Josh Giddey. That's going to be an easy, nice setup, pick and roll, lob dunk combination. So, Nick Claxton to the Bulls, something I'm definitely happy about. Also in NBA news, we got the Timberwolves. They give Ayo Dosunmu an extension. Ayo Dosunmu, as you know, he went to Minnesota throughout the course of this past regular season, and he was big for the man in the playoffs. Actually scored over 40 in the playoffs. So for Minnesota to retain Ayo Dosunmu and finally get him to that max deal, that's great, man. He's going to be an asset for them going forward, offensively and defensively. Ayo Dosunmu, one of my favorite players in the league. I'm glad he found a home in Minnesota that appreciates him. Now transitioning to the WWE. Monday Night Raw kicked off with Obafemi and Jey Uso, building up for their King of the Ring finals match at Night of Champions. And when I tell you this shit was gold, Obafemi has turned himself into one of the best mic workers in the WWE. You believe every word he's saying. He means every word he's saying. His opposition believes every word he's saying. And it fully translates on screen. Jey Uso looked terrified when he said, "That's your warning shot. I assume at Night of Champions, you're going to be shooting for real. But when you shoot, a word of advice, don't miss. Because if you do, I will destroy you. Yo, that shit was crazy. And he said, if you don't, I will also destroy you. Because you're not the one I'm worried about. It's your cousin. Yo, that promo, A1 promo work by Obafemi. You could tell, like, when Obafemi is on the mic, he make you believe that wrestling is not choreographed or preconceived. Like, he really is the ruler. Like, he is the ruler. He makes you believe every word he's saying. He believes every word he's saying. And you can see the fear in Jey Uso's face when that promo was over. And you can even see when he put the mic down, you can see Jey Uso mouthing the words to Obafemi, telling him great job. Because it was exactly that. He did a great job, yo. Obafemi is one of my favorite performers to watch. He's magnetic. He transcends the business. I love doing the Oba strut. And man, I really hope he wins the Night of Champions and becomes the 2026 King of the Ring. Also, in WWE news, we got the build-up for Liv Morgan and Io Sky, Queen of the Ring. I'm interested to see Io Sky and Liv Morgan wrestle. I've never seen them wrestle in the ring together one-on-one. I know they've done it, but I've never witnessed it. So this up-and-coming Saturday at Night of Champions will be my first time watching Io Sky and Liv Morgan perform together. So I'm really anticipating that match. You can see Liv Morgan has came a long way in the ring. And you already know what Io Sky do. That's the genius of the Sky. So she definitely going to put on. So I'm excited for that. I got Liv Morgan winning that. And I think they're going to do a champion versus champion match between her and Rhea at SummerSlam. Because I think it's going to come full circle for when she said see you around when Rhea got traded to SmackDown. So I think that's the direction they're going to go. I definitely got Liv Morgan being victorious at the end of Night of Champions for the Queen of the Ring. Also, we got to discuss Lyra Valkyria turns heel on Bayley. I'm glad they did this. Lyra Valkyria is one of the better in-ring female performers in the WWE. And her tag team with Bayley wasn't really going nowhere, man. Like, it wasn't going nowhere. I wasn't feeling it. They wasn't headed to the championship. They was just going with the motions, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like it was time for a change. It was time for a switch up. And I'm glad they broke it up, man, because it was just getting stale. It was really just getting stale. So a feud with her and Bayley would be refreshing, and I'm definitely interested to see after the feud with her and Bayley what they do with Lyra Valkyria going forward, because if marketed correctly, she could be a serious contender. Also, what happened in the WWE, the Street Profits became your new World Tag Team Champions as they defeated the Vision, Braun Breaker, and Austin Theory. I'm glad they finally put the belts on the Street Profits. The only question is, now that they're the champs, who will they face? Because the tag team division in the WWE is pretty much non-existent. They do not recognize or market tag team wrestling the way they used to or the way that they should. So I'm interested to see what happens with the Street Profits' fourth World Championship reign. And another thing I wanted to touch on about their match between Austin Theory and Braun Breaker is, like, since when in a WWE match, when you have interference, the superstar that's interfering, their music plays? Like, I thought interference was supposed to be inconspicuous. It was supposed to be sneaky. It was supposed to be cunning. Like, now, when wrestlers interfere in other wrestlers' matches, their theme music hits. Like, you're supposed to be doing this behind the referee back. When Seth Rollins came out to stop Austin Theory from grabbing those brass knuckles, and you heard, "Burn it down," I'm like, yo, ain't no way Charles Robinson don't hear that shit. Like, it's no way. Like, come on, how do you even sell that Charles Robinson doesn't notice Seth Rollins coming out? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, I thought interference was supposed to be inconspicuous. You know what I'm saying? So you mean to tell me Charles Robinson seeing Austin Theory get attacked by Seth Rollins and just let it rock? Like, that doesn't make sense. I feel like interference now is way too much of a spectacle. They need to go back to interference being inconspicuous and really something done behind the referee's back. Also, I wanted to talk about the triple threat match at Night of Champions for the WWE Championship, as the WWE Champion Cody Rhodes takes on Sami Zayn and Gunther. Listen, man, it's Night of Champions. Cody Rhodes has had a good reign with the WWE Championship. I think it's about time they finally put the belt on somebody else. I'm just tired of seeing Cody with it. And I'm a Cody Rhodes fan. I like the American Nightmare. I just think that it's time to go in another direction, man. Sometimes things just get boring. Either or, Sami Zayn or Gunther, I'll be okay with. All I know is they got to get the belt off Cody. They got to get the belt off Cody. I feel like his title reign has ran its course at this point, and I think they got to do something else refreshing. Let's see what else we got to talk about. Okay, I wanted to touch on why I stopped posting WWE content on my social media platforms. Why I stopped covering WWE on my social media platforms in general. The reason why I stopped covering WWE content on my social media platforms was because I just felt like the WWE content was overshadowing me and everything I brought to the table, my charisma, my personality, people getting invested in me. I felt like people were watching the content for the WWE news and not for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like the WWE content was overshadowing everything I brought to the table. So I decided to take my platform again in another direction, and I went wholeheartedly into my music. You know what I'm saying? So now when you go on my social media platforms, all you're going to see is podcast clips and my music, my documentaries, my singles, all that good stuff. Who knows? Maybe on down the road I'll begin again giving my opinion on WWE. But right now I'm fully focused on my music and doing that. I'm in a flow state. This is the happiest I've ever been with that. And I'm looking to keep that going, man. I'm looking to continuously drop more and more music to get my name out there. And I'm excited. I'm excited for the process. Also, in regards to my music, my new single, Envy Me, dropped 12 midnight, produced by Stoic. You can stream that on my YouTube channel. It's available for streaming. You could share it. You could like it. Leave a comment. Please help your boy out. It's a great song, man. I talk about a lot in there. Got a lot of slick lines in there. You'll surely be entertained. Also, tomorrow I will be dropping my recording documentary for my new single Envy Me, which will show you a behind the scenes look at my recording process and everything that went into creating that record. All of the problems I faced, how I overcame them, and just how I managed to move forward and proceed. Well, that's it, man. I'm your boy DEEBOCK. Peace and love. This was episode 4 of my thoughts. Like, share, subscribe. Stay blessed, baby. I'm out.